Hey, thank you so much for joining us for this Mars retrograde practice. The hope here is that we are going to tap into some of the energies of the Mars retrograde and some of the lessons and be able to understand them and physically move through them in the body. So a little bit about this Mars retrograde. It's in Aries. So it's in its home planet. It runs from September 9th to November 13th, 2020. So the themes of Mars in general are action, drive, sex, war, ambition, the masculine, courage. I think you kind of get the picture. And it also represents the ego, individuality, police, and which is, as we're going to see, gets kind of interesting with what the retrograde means. So the energy centers that are ignited and that we are working with in this practice, not solely, but more specifically, are the root chakra and the solar plexus. The elements we're working with here are fire and earth. So where a solar class would be more of a fire and air sort of led class, this is working with the earth and fire. Mars goes into retrograde for 2 months every 2 years. So it's been 2 years since the last Mars retrograde. The advice will kind of be woven through my little dialogue here, but part of it is about staying in this higher vibration and about finding a way to physically exercise or expel some of the extra energy that you're going to be getting from Mars. So any pent-up energy is going to be detrimental to us during this period. So if you don't get out walking or do some physical exercise, this practice could be used as well. If you're in the recorded version and you have a copy of it, you can view it as many times as you want to through this next cycle. But the pent-up energy and excess can lead to destruction. So keeping in mind that it is very important to get out and get rid of some of that excess energy. And remembering that excess energy does not necessarily come as obvious physical energy. It can express itself in different ways, but exercise or creativity or something that is active and driven is going to be helpful. And another thing to be mindful of is that others are affected by this energy, so not just you. So you may see people lighting their own fires or having their own issues of pent-up energy or picking fights. This is Mars was the god of war, so conflicts can come up at this time, and particularly anything that involves an old wound, because this is a retrograde. It's basically going to pop open all the locks from any of the former retrograde cycles, and kind of make you look at the lessons from all the other planets that we've been working through this year, and that we still continue to, because this is now with Mars going in retrograde, we now have 7 planets until Jupiter goes direct, I think on the 12th. But then Mercury goes into retrograde shortly after that. So pretty consistently 7 planets in retrograde at the same time through 2020, or at least up until November. What else? So yeah, a question would be, how do you use your Mars energy? So how do you use this excess energy? One of the things, and it's never advisable during a retrograde to actively make decisions or start new things. So a lot of this energy will go into first getting rid of energy, but also planning, which fits a lot with the beginning, or it's fitting that it started in Virgo season, because Virgo is all about planning. And also Celtic Ogham is sort of in that same vein with its themes. So you may receive insights about ambition and drive, but also about your impulsivity. So how do you react to things? If you have a mindfulness practice, it's going to be useful. There may be lots of situations for you to step back and go, whoa, okay. Or even observe, like, if you used to react to something in a certain way, or if you used to be impulsive, that you've shifted. So it's not just like, oh no, panic, you're going to be taught a lot of hard lessons here. It's also that you're going to be exposed to what lessons you already have learned. So that's one of the beautiful things about retrograde. So we don't always have to be afraid of that, that it can be a really positive thing. Yeah, Jupiter goes direct on September 12th. I remembered that. Wow. Okay. And that will be a break from the mayhem. But this isn't about Jupiter, but that's actually a really beautiful, if you're interested in astrology, it sounds like it's a really beautiful alignment. Jupiter, the sun, everything aligning there. It's a nice little holiday in the center of all of this. Yeah, and the way out is through the sun and Jupiter, through travel, work, labor, multiculturalism. What is the highest good? I empower myself and others at the same time. So those themes are going to be brought in after the 12th. But then Mercury goes retrograde October 13th. Oh, so there's a little bit of there's like a month period of having that beautiful Jupiter energy. One of the other themes of a retrograde in general, and the plan is to do BodyMagick, AstroMovement throughout the year, so that we can experience different retrogrades together, or different astrological events together. But one of the big themes is we cannot fix what we do not acknowledge. So a big part of retrograde is that it in some cases forces us to acknowledge things that we have been trying to kind of push aside. They're to help us see what we need to see. So keep that in mind. Other things to mention: fight for what you believe in. This is a favorable time for study and learning. So honing your skills. Like when I said it's not time for a new venture, it's time to like prepare for that new venture, to get your skills right. There's a card in Brian Froud's Fairies, the Master Maker, and this is very much that energy of like, you're never the master. You can always top your own personal best, and to keep fighting and working for that. Yeah, and just remember that the energy has to go somewhere. So if you are taking in all of this Mars energy and you're not doing anything with it, not to belabor the point, but you will feel a difference in your health and how you relate to other people. More questions to consider: where are you giving your power away? Mars will wake up and trigger all that we have been through this year, especially in relation to those areas of power, ego, conflict, ambition, drive, the masculine, all of the masculine aspects of ourselves. And another thing to mention, today is 9/9. So 9/9 represents, the number 9 represents completion or a peak point. So we're definitely at a peak point for the year. We're at a peak point for harvest, for drawing in the last of our manifestations for the year. And so it's a really special time for that. And some people may experience, so there's like that excess of energy. Some people may experience delays and slowing of things that were once fast moving, and vice versa. So it's not just that it's amped up, it could be that certain things slow down, and to just kind of take that in stride. And it also depends on your Mars placement. So if you have a fiery Mars, you might have a more fiery experience. So that's pretty much what I have for you in terms of verbal shared knowledge. Ilyra is here with me today to demonstrate the practice, and I will guide you with my voice. And I hope that it will help you during this season. There are some more challenging postures or positions. Try to approximate what we're doing, and keep in mind that modifications are not cheating. And be safe. Okay. What else? What else? That be it? Okay. All right, let's get started. Hold on. Okay, so welcome to your practice. We'll begin with your feet on the earth, knees bent, straightening the spine, rolling the shoulders down the back, lifting the crown of the head. Walk your fingertips next to the hips. And continue to lift and lengthen out the crown of the head. Draw the elbows together. Then connect with your breath. You may already start to feel a core engagement. Breathe into the space, relax the jaw, relax the skin of the forehead. Begin to lift the right leg and then the left, shins parallel to the ceiling. You may walk your fingertips back, holding here. And begin to release your feet to the earth. Walking the fingertips next to the hips, straight spine once again. Ground the right palm out to the side, lift the left fingertips up toward the sky, and come over, opening the left side ribs, reaching out through the fingertips, and come up through center. Doing that on the other side, left hand to the earth, right fingertips reach up and overhead, opening the right side body. Moving back through center. Inhale, both arms up toward the sky. Rotate over toward the right side. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist, drawing the thighs together. Keeping this posture, and exhale, twist even deeper. Inhale the arms up and come over to the other side. Right hand comes to the outside of the left leg, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Don't forget to breathe here. And inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs, draping over the legs. Maybe you give your feet some attention. Massaging the ankles as you relax over, opening the back body with the breath. Relax your jaw. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring them down behind you, interlacing your fingers, drawing the shoulders down the back. Lift the arms up behind you. If you begin to tip forward, just bring those hands down. Opening the chest, lengthen the neck, breathe. Release the hands behind you. Begin to bring the right heel to the center of the left thigh, creating a figure four position, flexing the right foot. And if you're feeling enough of an opening in the right hip, stay there, or begin to bring the left foot a little bit closer to the hip. Lifting and lengthening the spine. Breathe deeply into the hip. And allow the right foot to come all the way over to the left side, taking a twist. Lift the chest and heart. Find and scan your body for any areas of tension. Begin to come back to center and switch sides. Left heel comes to the center of the right thigh, flex the foot. Perhaps that is enough for you, or maybe you bring your right foot a little bit closer to the right hip. Lifting and lengthening the spine. Don't forget to breathe. And you'll bring the left foot all the way over to the floor on the right side. Standing your foot on the floor, all four corners. Drop the shoulders down from the ears. Relax the jaw, relax the toes. Melt into this posture. Begin to bring yourself back to center. And release the left foot to the earth. Walk your fingertips up toward the hips. Find your sits bone, so moving the fleshy part of the bum to the side. Lift and lengthen the spine. Begin to lift the right leg up, followed by the left. Bring your arms to your sides, palms facing up. Lift the chest and heart. And as you hold here, firing up the center of your body, feel the energy at your palms, feel the energy build in your core, feel yourself grounded down to the earth, hug your knees into your chest. Release the feet to the floor and come forward onto all fours. In this position, extend your right leg out long, toes pointing down. Extend the left arm out alongside the ear, like you're shaking someone's hand. Square the hips, lift the right leg, and hold here. You'll take 6 rounds of breath, inhaling through the nose, expanding your belly as wide as you can. On your exhale, ha, and pull the navel in toward the spine actively. Inhale. Exhale. Ha. 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 One more. Ha. Hold here. And bring the right knee back to center. Bring the hand back to the earth. And do this on the other side. Left leg comes out long, toe pointing down, hips squared, right arm reaches out alongside the ear. Lift your belly. Reaching back and forward at the same time, as if someone is pulling back on your heel and forward through the fingertips. You'll take your 6 powerful breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Ha. 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 One more. Ha. Holding here. And begin to bring the left knee into the center, right hand to the earth. Take some cat-cows. Inhale, dropping the belly, chest, and heart. Come forward. On your exhale, pulling your navel in toward the spine, making space between the shoulder blades, letting the head hang, shaking the head yes and no. Inhale, drop the belly, chest, and heart. Come forward. Become aware of your palms pressing into the fingertips, grounding the space between the index finger and thumb. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Finding any tightness or any stuck areas in the body. Becoming conscious of not only the physical body, but the emotional body, the spiritual body, all layers working as one. 2 more rounds of breath, moving through cat-cow. And once you've completed those rounds of breath, tucking the toes under, walking your fingertips back toward your knees, sitting back on the heels, stretching the feet. If you have curly pinky toes, uncurl them, let them stand on the earth. Nice straight spine. Bring your arms behind your back, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders open. And release, walking forward. Back into table, keep the toes tucked under, lift the knees up off the floor. Reach up through the crown of the head, firing up the core, lifting the belly up toward the spine. Reach out through the crown of the head. Release the knees, come to the tops of the feet. Walk your hands back toward your knees. Walk them all the way behind you, lifting the knees up off the floor, feeling a stretch at the top of the feet. Opening. And begin to walk back into table. Standing your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under. Lift the knees up off the floor. Begin to shift your hips back and up, bringing yourself into a down dog position. Bent knees, belly to the thighs. Opening the upper body. Tip the tailbone toward the wall in front of you. Begin to lower the right heel to the earth. Begin to lower the left heel to the earth, bending the right knee. Both legs straight now. As straight as you can make them. Feeling into this posture. Begin to walk the fingertips back toward the feet. Coming into a forward fold. Fingertips to the earth. Inhale, look up toward the sky. Nice straight spine. Exhale to forward fold. Fingertips walk out. Inhale, look up. Straight spine. Exhale, fold, pulling the belly up and in. Crown of the head reaches down. One more time. Walk the fingertips out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. From here, we'll begin to do a ragdoll sort of movement. So starting to sway from side to side, letting your arms flow freely from side to side. And as you come over to the right side, you begin to turn your chest up toward the sky. Over to the left, your chest reaches up. This is a fluid movement, so find your way, find your expression, and eventually you get higher and higher. The fingertips no longer touch the floor until you come back to center. Higher and higher, higher and higher. Find your breath, find your movement. Opening the shoulders, free-flowing movement until you're all the way up, reaching up toward the sky. Reach, still turning. 2 more rounds of breath. And come to center. Palms facing forward, lift the kneecaps, feet hip distance apart, rotate the inner thigh outward. Finding a nice, beautiful, tall mountain pose. Pulling energy up from the earth. Feel it rise up through the feet. Take a nice big step forward with the left foot. And turn your feet so that they're facing the front edge of your mat or the long edge of your mat. Turn your toes to face the front corners of the mats. So turn them out. Find your balance in your feet. Press your hips forward. Reach your arms out to your sides. Palms face forward. Bend the elbows. Begin to bend the knees. Come into goddess. In this goddess posture, begin to sway from side to side, moving through the feet, finding full integrity in the feet. You'll begin to bring your arms down, touch the earth, squat into this position, and then lift up. Bring it down, and then reach up, straightening the arms and legs, down, and then up. Inhale to come up, exhale to bring it down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Moving fluidly and with the breath. Feel this fire and energy burning within you. If you feel the need to exhale loudly through the mouth with a sound or a scream, this is your time to do so. Let it out. 2 more rounds of breath just like this. And come to stillness in goddess, sinking down. Begin to pivot and turn your right foot facing the short edge of the mat. Pivot on the back foot up onto the left toes, coming into a high lunge. Reach your fingertips up toward the sky. Bring your hands together. Bend the elbows and bring your hands behind your head, opening the chest and heart. Front knee over front ankle, square the hips. And then drop the hands to the floor. Step back into a plank. Reaching back through the heels, forward through the crown of the head. Lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the tops of the legs. Come over onto the right palm. Stack the left foot on top of the right. Left fingertips reach up to the sky. You can modify by stepping the front foot or the top foot forward. And then coming back through center, back through plank. Begin to shift over onto the left palm. Right fingertips come up to the sky. Again, you can modify by stepping that foot forward to keep the feet stacked. Come back through center, come back through plank. Feeding the right arm down into a forearm plank. Take the modification if you need it, feeding the left hand through, left forearm comes to the earth, switching sides, keep your core strong, keep it stable. Beautiful. The top arm is going to come down, fingertips pointing toward the front edge of the mat, coming into a forearm plank. You can also connect the hands here together and make a triangle or tripod pose. Walk the feet up toward the elbows, coming into dolphin, shifting the hips forward. Yep, perfect. All right, separating the hands, we'll press into the palms, press into a down dog. And from here, walk the hands back toward the feet. Walk the fingertips out, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Walk those fingertips out one more time. Nice long spine. Feel that length and exhale, fold, hugging the belly up and in. And you'll begin to take that movement again, shifting from side to side, letting the arms swing, first touching the earth, almost drawing circles, like a swaying tree in the wind. That's for anyone who's seen that movie with Jodie Foster. No, that's it. All right, swaying from side to side, coming up higher and higher. Beautiful circles, feeling that full expression, feeling it open. 2 more rounds of breath. And then come to bring your arms up and down to your side. Nice strong mountain pose. Breathe up through the feet. Let's take 3 strong breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. Go ahead and take a big step forward with the right foot and come back into that goddess pose. So turning the feet out wide, bending the knees, arms out to your sides, palms facing forward. And find that moving breath. So exhaling to dip down, scooping up the air and inhale, lifting up, reaching out wide. Inhale, open. Exhale to come in. Beautiful. Reaching out, keeping those knees over the toes, keeping a turnout in the feet, pressing the hips forward as you come up. Find the rhythm of your breath. If you need to exhale loudly, do so. Let everything go. 2 more rounds of breath. And then holding goddess. This time pivoting. Left foot turns toward the short edge of the mat, pivoting on the back. Right foot, square the hips. Bring the palms together behind the head. Opening the chest and heart. Keep the hips squared. Keep the front knee over front ankle. Lengthen up through the spine. Plant the palms. Step back to plank. Nice strong plank. Come over onto the right palm. Reaching the left fingertips up to the sky. Side plank. You can step the foot forward to keep the feet stacked. Lift the belly. Come back through center. Holding strong plank out through the crown of the head, back through the feet, lifting the whole front body and come over onto the left palm. Reaching up toward the sky, lift the belly, lift the hips, and come through center. Feeding the left arm through, forearm to the earth, right fingertips up to the sky. And you'll go ahead and feed the right arm through, forearm to the earth, left fingertips to the sky. The left arm comes down, fingertips pointing toward the short edge of the mat, right arm parallel to it, forearm plank. Strong through the front body, reach out through the crown of the head, long neck. Begin to walk the feet up toward the hips, shifting the hips forward. Belly toward the thigh. Beautiful. Press into the palms, come up into a downward facing dog. Begin to walk the fingers back toward the feet. Forward fold. Walk the fingertips out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Belly up and in. Walk the fingertips out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Walk the fingertips out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Begin to move through that willow tree or that moving from side to side. At first, drawing circles around you with the fingertips and then allowing them to come up higher and higher. Moving through all the way up to standing. Keep this movement. 2 more rounds of breath. And then reach the fingertips up to the sky and let them rest at your sides. Pulling the breath up through the feet. 3 strong breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Begin to step the right foot forward. Squaring the hips with the front edge of the mat, you may turn your left toes slightly out, creating a little bit of an angle. You want both hips pointing forward. Bend the front knee. Reach the fingertips up toward the sky. Holding here. So there may not be much of a space between the front and back foot. Grounding the back edge of the back foot. Keep those hips square. Charge your weight into the front foot. And you'll come up through eagle. So coming up onto the left toes and then cross the left leg over the right, sitting back in a chair, sinking down the hips. So you can tuck the left toes behind the right leg or just as if you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. Left arm comes under the right arm, bringing the forearms together, lifting the elbows to the height of the shoulder. Lift the left knee up toward the chest, release the arms. And then step the left foot back into a high lunge. Step the left foot forward to meet the right, coming into standing mountain pose. Shake out the legs if you need to. And we'll do the other side. So right foot back, left foot forward. Create that angle with the right foot. Square the hips with the front edge of the mat. Bend the front knee, arms reach up to the side. So this could be maybe even only 2 feet between your feet. We're not striving for distance, we're striving for alignment. Reach up through the fingertips. And beginning to charge yourself forward onto the left foot. Right leg crosses over the left, sink down, sink the hips. Right arm comes under the left arm, forearms together. Lift the elbows to the height of the shoulder. Sitting back, sinking in, keeping the hips square. Lift the right leg up to the chest, release the arms. And take a big step back, high lunge. Finding your center, squaring your hips. And step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Strong mountain pose. Find your breath, find your alignment. Holding here, drawing energy up through the feet. Taking this moment of standing meditation to observe your core, to observe the energy you have built here. Begin to inhale your arms up and exhale to forward fold, folding over the legs. So we'll take 3 inhales where you walk the fingertips out with a nice straight spine. So inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, fold. Walk the fingertips out, inhale, exhale, fold. One more time. Nice, beautiful length, exhale, fold. Stand to your hands next to your feet, step back into plank. In your plank, walk your feet out as wide as your mat. Stand your hands out as wide as the mat. Find your center, lift your belly. Begin to come up onto the toes, turn the eyes of the elbows forward. Bend the elbows into the side body as you lower down, all the way down to the belly. Inhale, lift the chest up off the floor. Press into the tops of the feet. Straighten the arms. Come into seal. Lower down, tuck the toes under, shift back into a wide stance down dog. So feet and hands still as wide as the mat. Lower the knees. Keep them directly under the hips. Walk the palms out. Bring your chest and heart to the earth. So you can keep your toes tucked under if that gives you balance. You can bring a pillow under the chest or a block. Keep the hips over the knees so we're not sinking the hips back toward the heels. Bring the chin to the earth. And then bring the elbows in a little bit closer to you. Shift forward into a Sphinx pose. So forearms planted nice and firmly on the earth. Roll the shoulders down the back. Lengthen through the neck. Walk the elbows underneath the shoulders. Keep them nice and close to the chest. Walk the toes together. And begin to lower yourself down, placing your hands underneath your forehead, resting your forehead on your hands, big toes together, heels wide. Resting here, taking a few rounds of breath. To transition into the next posture, reach your arms out in front of you, feet hip distance apart. Find length, so if you need to lift one leg and then the other, finding that length. Lift the legs up off the floor, lift the chest up off the floor, and begin to swim your arms back behind you, palms facing down, and then bring them forward. Forward and back, opening the chest, reaching forward, reaching back. Find this movement, don't forget to breathe. Two more rounds, reaching back through the toes. And once you've finished that round, placing your hands underneath your forehead, big toes together, heels wide, resting the lower back. Find your breath, connect your heartbeat down into the earth. And at this time, we'll begin to connect fully down into the earth, all of our energy centers, beginning with the root. The root located at the base of your spine. Feel it grow down from the back body, a root that burrows deep into the earth. Feeling all the subtle energies like a nerve reaching down. Moving your awareness up to the sacral, between the hip bones. From this space, the root grows down, down into the earth, deep down. Feel that energy of the earth connect in. Moving your awareness to your solar plexus, around the belly button. And feel that from the back body, a root develop, sinking down into the earth, deep, deep down. And from the heart space, a root grows and burrows down, deep down into the earth, connecting you in, grounding your heart. Begin to bring your awareness to your throat, and from the back of your neck, a root grows down, down through the floor into the earth, deep, deep down. And your third eye that rests on your hands, from the back of your head, growing all the way through your skull, through your brain, moving through the hands and down, down into the earth, deep down. And it is through this root that you may receive visions from the earth, allowing whatever visions come to be what they are, accepting them without judgments, without trying to change or alter them. And finally, the crown, a root that grows out of the crown of your head and digs deep down into the earth. The crown root brings together the root that connects us all in the song that sings the universe, the oneness, the universal consciousness, the healing light of the material and the ethereal. And it is through these roots you will feel your body like a magnet draw nutrients up from the earth, healing energies. Energies that will balance any fire that is within us. Anything that feels chaotic or unruly. We are reminded that we are held and supported as we receive nutrients from the earth beneath. And you may even feel these roots grow out from the tops of your feet, from your knees, from the thighs, the elbows or the hands, feeling deep into the earth. And begin to bring your left arm alongside the ear. Turn over onto your left side into the fetal position. And take a moment here to feel those roots come with you as you turn over onto your back, and feel them replant themselves as you bring each part of your back onto the earth. Stand your feet mat distance apart. Rock your knees from side to side. Extend your right leg out long and stand your left foot to the outside of the right knee. You may extend your arms up overhead, fingertips to the earth. Bring them out to a T if that feels too intense across the belly. Find your breath. Find easy relaxation across the face, shoulders, belly. An easy transition, bringing the left leg out long. And repeating this posture on the other side. Right foot stands to the outside of the left knee. Finding ways to soften and release any tension in the body. Long, slow, deep breaths. Press out the edges. And know that in this moment you are preparing, as you will come into full relaxation, to allow all of that fire and earth that you have built in your body to travel and spread and fill any spaces you've created, anything you have released in this practice. When you're ready, begin to bring the right leg out long, bring your arms to your sides, palms face up. Come into corpse, resting here. Letting the tongue fall down from the roof of the mouth. Perhaps the lips part as you begin to release any tension in the neck, the jaw, behind the ears or the forehead, the shoulders, ribs, belly, hips. Sink into the earth, but feel it rise up and hold you here. Feel your roots grow down once again. Feel the fire within you spread out from your belly with each breath. The earth is the container for this energy. With this earth, we hold a space for ourselves to be immense, to be intense, to let the fire and passion and drive and ego burn what needs to be burnt, to revive what needs to thrive. You'll remain here in silence, held by the earth, warmed by your inner fire. Focusing on the space between the eyebrows if your mind wanders. Allowing this practice to integrate through all layers of the body, through all aspects of your being. And I will guide you out when it is time. Try to remain still, even if the fire inside you wants action. Part of the stability of the earth is to hold space for that movement within you so that your body does not need to move. Observe what ignites the drive to move. See it rise and see it fall within you. Start to bring yourself back to the sound of my voice. If you choose to stay in corpse for longer, just follow my instructions on your way out of the practice whenever you choose to leave it. So begin by deepening the breath, moving the head, coming over onto the right ear, and moving the head, coming over onto the left ear. Wiggle the toes, extend out through each toe. Rotate the ankles, point and flex the feet. Wiggle the fingers, extend out through each finger, rotate the wrist. Make chopping motions with the hands. And stand your feet on the floor, mat distance apart, rocking the knees from side to side, waking up the spine. Feel that movement from outside edge to inside edge of the foot. Reach your arms up overhead, bringing this twisting sensation all the way up the back. And when you're ready to pause, bring the knees into center, letting them rest together. Relax the inner thigh, right hand to the heart space, left hand to the belly. Feeling your heartbeat underneath your right palm, connecting in with that vital energy force. And feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. And this is a time to focus in on the feeling of forgiveness. So calling that feeling to your heart space. Allowing any thoughts or images to come in, any faces or names, situations. Situations you know you are ready to forgive. Feel this forgiveness. Perhaps it's toward yourself. Radiate out from the heart space. Feel it push out the edges of your body, and enter into your auric field. And from there, radiating out even more, healing you from the inside out. This powerful energy of forgiveness. Like a burst of light. An inner flame reaching out as far as you want it to the edges of the universe. When you're ready, begin to extend your right arm alongside the ear, turning over onto your right side into the fetal position. And this is a moment of transition and a moment of gratitude, so I invite you to find something that you're grateful for today. Let the gratitude fill your heart space, repeating back to yourself what it is that you're grateful for. It spreads with the pulse and with the breath. It radiates out too. Gratitude is the greatest armor we have in this life, allowing us to be vulnerable and strong at once, to express kindness without feeling weak, to love without fear. It nourishes and protects us, as does forgiveness and love. When you're ready and you feel yourself completely surrounded by this gratitude, you may press into the palm and bring yourself up to seated, finding a comfortable seat, facing the screen, and closing your eyes, seeing before you the circle sitting here. And you now receive through your palms a feeling of connection from the root that connects us all and from the song that sings the universe. With kindness, compassion, empathy, love, support, all of the ways in which we are not alone. We feel this energy through our palms. We receive it all the way up into the heart space. Begin to feel yourself receive this energy through your right palm and feed it out through your left palm. A full flow of energy from right to left, coming in and out. Nothing is kept, nothing is stored. What is taken is given in this circle that surrounds you and me and all of us here in this circle. Feel this connection, feel this flow. Begin to draw your hands to your heart. Sealing it in here, knowing that everything you need is always already inside of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with us, always. How'd it go? Was it? Did I stop the recording? Because that would be funny. Nope, I did not stop it.